So you want to know how to make expressions, toggles, and outfits. You're already having your model preset and customized at this point. All your text editing and stuff is done, you know, whatever you want is set up the way you want it. Now you just have to make all the toggles. So what you're going to want to do is double click, get on over here to settings, right? And then you're going to want to open up a slot over here. So let's say you're wanting a bald toggle. You're going to want to go and open up a new, a new hotkey. You're going to want to name it whatever you want. So, it would be bald, etc., etc. And then hotkey action, you're going to want it to, set and unset an expression. And then in animation, what you're going to want to do, you're going to go over here, go to settings, you're going to make an expression. So let's say, ignore all this, I have a bunch of shit on my model, so it's going to look a little bit weird. Let's say you're going to go and just make a new hairstyle. Let's say we're adding another accessory here. And then we want to change the bangs here. Yeah, why not? Yeah, let's just say I have this and this removed because I already have this. So I would just name this like bleh, bleh, whatever you want to name it, and then done. And then you go down, and then you're going to want to name it whatever the same thing that you just named it. So you can find it. You're going to want to set it as set and unset an expression. You're going to want to go to expression. You're going to go and select the one that you just made. And then key combination. This is usually where I recommend having a like Stream Deck or something. Because you could just do it directly from there. So you don't even have to have hotkeys. You just have the Stream Deck. Or you can just do two at once. So let's say you don't want to just like press one and then have this toggle. You can do like Control, Shift, and 1. So you have to press all of those at the same time for the hair to change. But yeah, and then it just goes back and forth. And you could do basically anything with that. But I just did a random thing of hair. But you can use that to, make toggles like this. You can use it to make toggles like this. You can make it so you can have toggles like this. Like this, you got this, that, a bunch of fun things. You can even make it so you go and put your tail up and down, and you can change with whatever button you choose. I just have these all on my Stream Deck. But yeah, there is already some preset expressions, but for some certain, like for some other ones, that's how you make extras. And that's the same thing with outfits. However, if you do have, certain clothes on and you go and make an outfit, they will still stay on. So let's say I have to go make an outfit and I have to remove this belt. So I'd have to go in to, expression editor, create a new expression, and then I'd have to find the belt and filter. And then I'd have to just have it so it's off. So it's like on, but it's all the way at 0 so that it's off and it just disappears. Because if I just had it, on, then it would stay. Or if I just had it like this, it would still stay. So yeah, make sure it's specifically toggled off. Whatever outfits, it may take a couple, like saving and then going back and looking at what you need to remove and then doing that. It may take a second, but it does take patience for these things. So you signed up for it when being a VTuber. How to give yourself piercings that stay on the model. Now this model does come with a tongue piercing and bridge piercings and dermals like under the eyes, but I myself added these snake bites, angel fangs, and the ones in my dimples, wherever, in my cheeks. And I also replaced the piercings that were on the bridge as little spikes. And it's actually really easy. You're gonna want to buy or make your own piercing like PNGs. I bought like a whole set. It has a bunch of them, but I only needed 2, and it was like less than $5, not even. And I bought that, and you go over here, item settings. If you haven't already made an item, you're gonna want to just drag it in, but I have it already saved. So you just want to take the piercing, and let's say I wanted to, I don't know, have a third, I wanted to have a third lip piercing. So you literally just pin it there. It may take a couple placements because, as you can see, it goes inside of the lip whenever I speak. So it just takes a couple trial and error things to get it to be in the right placement. And the reason that it's going in, like it's hiding behind my hair, is because I was able to go here in the configure loaded item settings. So you're going to want to go into this little settings after you find whichever piercing it is. You're going to want to only pin a specific layer. That's what I already had it set, but basically it opens this and you kind of just go all around these things, and whatever's highlighted, that's what it's going to be, like this gray stuff, or gray, this, you know, grid stuff, that's where it's going to pin to specifically. But like you have to read here to see where exactly it is, because, you know, some of it specifically, like the teeth lower, the eyes, whatever. But I had it so that it was like on the mouth already. But I don't need this piercing. But yeah, that's basically what that's for. And then put item in model. This is where you separate the layers. So whatever's highlighted, like, you know, with the grid, that's going to be under. Whatever's not is going to be over. So that's why you don't see the piercing over my hair whenever it bounces and stuff. It's nothing crazy. It's just, you know, no clipping. You can get rid of clipping as well. So it's like it's a part of the model. But yeah, it's really simple. It takes a lot of patience. But once you get it set up, you can have your entire piercing set up right on your model. And all that. So yes, thank you so much. I hope that this was simple and easy. Sorry for sucking at speaking. I don't do this often. But I did want to get, you know, this video out there because there's a lot of people who have been asking for help with these things. So thank you for watching. And, you know, if you watched up until here, you should totally leave a little strawberry in the comments. Just so I know. Just so I know. Okay, thank you.
Come on, don't touch that duck, that's mine. Come on, baby, throw the shit back.